taken a step away from building the kitchen and finishing the units just because nothing was working. So I'm just going to put that to one side for a little bit and get some of the lighting done. So over the past few weeks I've just been ordering all the little bits I think I will need and accumulating them into a couple of boxes. So I'm not going to be looking at the actual battery and the power control setup today and the fuses and things. I'm just going to start wiring in the actual lighting. I picked up a whole bunch of connectors, spade connectors and bullet connectors and things like that which we may need. Anything like this I'll try and stick in the description box below so you can find it for yourself. These are just standard inline fuses, simple things like where we're pulling the fridge supply directly from the battery, we'll just put an inline fuse there, and anywhere else we need one to protect kind of runs of wires like the power supply cable from the batteries up to the unit. Selection of fuses to go with those. They will live in the van just in case anything ever goes. There'll be a stock of fuses to change over. And then I won't go into detail on all the other bits, but I've got kind of terminal covers, bus bar for all the negatives to come back to, a big shut-off switch and a load of stuff like that which we'll look at in the future. So back onto lighting. So what I've managed to do is pick up these lovely brass lights. Now they are there's 3 of those down the ceiling, roof line, so plenty of light for the whole van, but I've got other bits to show you. These are British made, they're made by a company called Awning Lighting, and I found them simply because when I googled it, I was trying to find some specialist lighting that is designed for the job. I'm not just buying some eBay stuff or IKEA stuff and hacking it to make it work in a van. This is, it's regulated for the voltage, and it will, cover me from 10 to 30 volt. Even though it won't fluctuate that much, I know that we're all good. Plus, they're British made. All this brass work's made, and all the wiring's done there. Circuit boards, which is kind of nice. I'd rather buy once and buy quality. So 3 of those, and I'll put a link to all this stuff down below. They're going to go along the middle. I've then got 2 lengths of standard LED tape, the warm white. Everything's going to be warm white in here. Kind of want that tungsten warm feeling in here rather than modern blue light. Now I'm going to do two runs of the LED tape. One lot is, and they pre-wired it up for me as well. Not that that's too tricky to do, but it's nice, ready to go. One of them is going to be inside our upper cabinets. That's going to be connected to a door switch, so every time you open one of the doors the light will turn on. I've got another under cabinet lighting which is again an LED tape. That one is just with a dimmer switch, so we can just have a light under there if we're cooking, things like that. Those ones do need a voltage regulator, so they suggested this one, which again is it allows for that slight fluctuation in the vehicle power. The 12 volt is always going to be more than 12 volt. And then on a bit of a whim, I spotted that they did an awning light as well, and we're not necessarily going to have an awning straight away, but I thought it'd be quite nice to be able to light the area outside the sliding door if we're sat out there in the evening. I'm not sure how well this one's going to work. I may have to rethink that because the wall of the van, especially above the sliding door, curves in, and the profile of this means that if we were to use it, then it would end up shining almost horizontal rather than down. So need to have a rethink on that. Right, I think that's enough chat. It's definitely enough chat. So they've all got individual switches as well, which I wanted to do. There's going to be one master switch on the wall, and then you can select which or all of the lights you want on. And that's because if there's one at the front by the table and the kids are asleep, we can still have a light up there. Apologies you having to look up my nose for all of this episode. So the next job to do is to wire up our fan. Right, one thing to mention before we get any further is that because we've made the roof so thick, we've gone 30mm insulation, then 8mm of the pine boards. That's meant that the original knob, which you goes onto that spigot there and opens and closes the vent itself, is not long enough. So what you do is you have to get this extension kit, and all it is really a long one of those, and there's an extension piece if you need to make the actual spigot longer. It's in, it's wired, I assume. There are also these little caps which you push in to cover your screws. I'm not going to put them in because something tells me that I might just have to take this off again. Probably a really bad idea. I'm just trying to do a little test. Just grab one of the kids' 12-volt toy batteries from their little ride-on thing. And all I've done is, so the terminals, the wiring that comes down the wall, I've got the one main feed and then it goes off to the 3 lights. I've just put a connector between them so they're just constant, they're all linked up. Oh, well that worked. Oh, I've never been so happy to see a light. Okay, so that one's on. This one's just come on, so I don't know if we've got an issue here. If I turn this off, it should be independent of each other. Okay, well, our first bit of vehicle electrics has gone pretty well. Obviously it's not going through the unit yet and it's not fused, so let's take it apart now, but at least the lights work. I wonder if we can get the fan working. I've done it. I've quickly wired up the fan as well. So what's it hitting? It's hitting the arm, the lifting arm. Why is it hitting the lifting arm? Just touching it. Wonder why that is. Actually, it feels a little bit loose. Well, it's working. And it's pretty quiet. It's all quite exciting, this electric stuff. Right, let me show you how the functions work on this. This corner, I'm sure this is all pretty standard, so this corner is in the off position there, and then click it on, and then you can go around and adjust the speed. And then over here, we've got a thermostat which will cut in and out. So if I turn that up in temperature, it should cut out. There, so it's just cut out there. Then assuming we have to stop it first, we can turn it off, let the fan stop, and then whereas that was blowing in, we can switch it to out, then turn it back on, and it's now acting like an extractor. And bearing in mind that our kitchen is somewhere down here, that's going to help with cooking. Are you ready?
Yeah. This looks nice.
It looks nice. What do you think?
Oh, look at this!
No, that one won't. This one is on for now.
What do you mean this one?
That's on.
What's
Because
that?
I can only connect one up at a time. I'm using the tractor battery.
What one? What is it? Extractor fan.
No, that's blowing. Is that on in?
Oh, I
Yeah,
see, so you
swap
can
out.
have it.
But I think
That's cool.
you need to let it stop before you swap it over. Look.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna take off!
But also, during the night, if you turn it right down. Okay?
I love the lights, I think they're really good.
Yeah.
All three you've got fitted too!
Go back to Mummy. She'll show you the lights.
Come over here.
I got my toy. I got my toy.
Okay. Go for it.
Which one?
The one that is on.
Let's turn it off.
So there'll be a master switch here. I just rigged them together for now.
Yeah.
They're quite a nice warm light, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely.
And there'll be the same. There'll be the same lighting all under here
That's genius.
and inside the cupboard.
Just do this for living too. I don't know what he gets so stressed about.